I don't just talk about other people's stuff, I also make my own. Books in particular. To date, I have 4 books you can check out on Amazon. Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and the short story collection Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Hop on down to the description for Amazon links to all 4 books. Enjoy whichever ones you read, and enjoy the video.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omniviewer, and our journey through Tokusatsu once again brings us to a film that kinda has kaiju in it, but I think it still fits our criteria. You'll understand once we get into the nitty-gritty of it, so set your course for Latitude Zero.
It's the summer of 1969, just like in the song lyrics, and a bathysphere containing Dr. Ken Tashiro, Dr. Jules Masson, and journalist Perry Lawton is lowered into the Pacific to study currents that might help maximize submarine travel. The sudden eruption of an underwater volcano causes the bathysphere's umbilical cord to break, sending it tumbling into a trench. All is not lost for our 3 occupants, however, for they are rescued by the Alpha, a sub that was in the area observing the eruption. The survivors are stunned to learn that, according to a plaque on the bridge, the Alpha was launched in the early 19th century, and its captain, Craig McKenzie, is over 200 years old. He brings them to Latitude Zero, an underwater utopia where brilliant minds from all over the world and all throughout history go to pursue their research uninhibited by politics and greed.
But it's not all artificial sunshine and genetically modified roses, for Latitude Zero has an evil counterpart.
Blood Rock is the base of Dr. Malik, an evil genius who was once Mackenzie's partner, as well as his henchwomen Lucretia and Captain Kroiga. Malik seeks to destroy Latitude Zero and conquer the world, and he just might have the means to do it. He has kidnapped Japanese physicist Dr. Okada and his daughter Sukuro, who are on their way to Latitude Zero to perfect a formula that would immunize people to radiation. Malik is counting on Mackenzie coming to Okada's rescue, and thus walk right into a trap.
Now this is a nice change of pace. Up until this point, the Tokusatsu films I've covered have taken themselves very seriously as they tried to deliver socio-political commentaries. Latitude Zero, on the other hand, is just plain fun.
Well, okay, it does have a bit of commentary in it. Latitude Zero, the place, is depicted as an underwater paradise where the scientifically minded can pursue their research without all of that pesky political junk getting in the way.
While I don't disagree with the sentiment that politics cripples whatever it infects, that's not really the point of the movie.
The point just seems to be telling a fun little sci-fi adventure, and it most certainly succeeds at that.
Latitude Zero is one of those rare Toho movies with a mostly Western cast, which means it's also one of the few Toho movies that was originally filmed in English and dubbed in Japanese.
Most of the acting is exactly what you would expect from a sci-fi film of this era, with the actors taking the material just seriously enough to be sincere while still having fun with the oddness of it all. Particular kudos must go to Akira Takarada and Masumi Okada, whose performances are not at all hindered by having to speak English the whole time. Of course, the real stars of the show are Cesar Romero, Patricia Medina, and Hikaru Kuroki as the triumvirate of villains.
Word on the street is the sets had to be made of extra durable material to withstand these 3 constantly chewing on it.
Theirs are the most memorable performances, not just because they're having so much fun hamming it up, but also because they have a bit more intrigue going on than the heroes, what with their twisted love triangle and the fact that they're the only ones actively moving the plot forward.
Just their presence alone is enough to make this movie worth watching. Unfortunately, there is one performance that sticks out in a bad way. Linda Haynes as Dr. Ann Barton.
Most of the time she sounds like she's just reciting lines rather than doing anything that could be described as acting. If the intention was for her to be a stoic figure in the vein of Spock, then it didn't work. Apparently this critique followed Haynes over the course of her very short film career before she just quit acting altogether and became a legal secretary instead.
The camera clearly loves her. Too bad she only reciprocates with mild acknowledgement. As for the special effects, they come in one of 2 categories: impressive sets and models, and crappy suits.
Blood Rock is populated with mutant animals of Malik's creation, specifically giant rats, humanoid bats, and a massive griffin whose origin I won't spoil just in case you haven't seen the movie yet. Maybe it's because they're based on real animals, but the suits here just look bad. Given the campiness of the overall films, it's a charming kind of bad, but darn it all, I know they could do better than this. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that this film features the Joker on an island with Batman on it. That had to be intentional.
For as bad as the suits are, the models and sets look amazing.
The two vehicular stars are the Alpha and its evil foil, the Black Shark. The details both inside and out are top-notch for the era, and the underwater scenes have some of the best dry-for-wet stuff you'll see in the genre. The sets are also great, perfectly contrasting the sleek, bright, optimistic realm of Latitude Zero with the bleak, drab, hazardous realm of Black Rock. The film is a true feast for the eyes, as you would expect from this kind of production. Again, creatures notwithstanding.
The only other real critique I have is the ending.
I won't spoil anything, but I will say that its twist comes right out of left field and then it seems to backpedal slightly. It really doesn't make much sense no matter how you approach it. Then again, even this odd conclusion just sort of adds to the charm.
So why are you still listening to me when you could be watching Latitude Zero right now? I know it's not as profound as the other Toku films I've covered up to this point, but it is loads of fun, and we could all use some more fun in our lives. Until such time as we meet again, this is the OmniViewer signing off. This series has been pretty heavily sci-fi focused, hasn't it? Well, the next movie we'll be covering is guaranteed to be different. Of that I can assure you. Very, very, very different.
Congratulations, you reached the end. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to consider supporting us on Patreon. Of course, the other way to support us is to go to Amazon and check out our books, Operation Red Dragon, The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, The Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Also check the description for links to DeviantArt and other platforms we operate. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.